Only like sweet potatoes when they're made into fries. All right, welcome back to Western New York Living. You might have heard the old saying that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. When it comes to summer activities like swimming and boating, that opposite reaction can sometimes affect your hearing and balance. Don't believe me? My next guest will tell you all about it. Joining me this morning, better explain what I'm talking about, our good friend Dr. Jill Bernstein from Hearing Evaluation Services of Buffalo. Good to see you, Dr. Bernstein.
Nice to see you.
All right, I want to talk about swimming, all right? Because every time I take a dip into the deep end, I get water in the ear, it drives me nuts, it stays there for hours. Does that affect my hearing?
Not generally. It can make you feel plugged up. It's usually a little tiny drop on your eardrum, and for something so small, it is terribly irritating. But usually within a few hours, it either drops off or dries out. You can try, the jump and shake trick.
Yeah. Very good at that.
To help it along, but it's not generally going to cause any long-term problems.
Is there anything we can do to prevent that? Should we try to prevent that? Any, there's those drops you can put in.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a chronic problem that happens to you, you can definitely put drops, the swimmer's drops in. It just helps moisture evaporate. I know when I swim laps, I need earplugs in my ears because when I turn to breathe, water goes right down my ear. So you can get earplugs in the water to protect your ears also.
What about hearing? Can swimming, water sports like water skiing, the jet skis, can it affect our balance and hearing?
So you can definitely get trauma in water. Like if you're water skiing and you hit the water, you can cause trauma and actually perforate an eardrum. If you're going deep underwater or diving, you can perforate an eardrum and definitely cause some issues. I know people who have had that problem. Or if you get hit in the head with like a surfboard, those are more trauma-related issues. Other things other than affecting your hearing is going to be maybe some balance issues and making you feel a little lightheaded or dizzy or like feeling like you're kind of still on a boat.
Yeah, and those balance issues certainly, you probably can't paddleboard if you can't stand on a paddleboard
Right.
with balance and some other issues there. And that's a reason why to get your hearing checked because it could be a balance issue and your ears are a big part of it, aren't they?
Yeah, sensitivity to motion, I'm certainly affected by this very greatly. If you're motion sensitive in a car, in a plane, on a boat, even just snorkeling and going up and down on top of the surface of the water, that can all be related to your vestibular system, which is part of the inner ear, important for balance. And if it's hypersensitive, you could be more prone to motion sickness. And those are the kinds of things that we can test for in our office.
And this is how one way you're testing here in the office. That looks pretty high tech to figure out the balance issues right there.
It's pretty high-tech stuff. It allows us to check multiple parts of the vestibular system because there's actually 5 organs and 2 nerves. So we need to kind of move you in some different ways to be able to trigger as much of the system as we can to evaluate it. Most places don't have as comprehensive of the equipment that we have available. So particularly this thing called the rotary chair is one of the more specialty tests that we're able to perform.
You don't need to get a ticket to ride that either, but...
No, and it's really not scary.
No, not to suggest it is. And to find out answers to help people. I do want to mention one other thing. It's summer season. We just had July 4th, a lot of outdoor concerts. We talk about indoor concerts, protecting our hearing. Same for outdoor though, yes?
Absolutely. The general rule of thumb is if someone is about this far away as you and I are, if you have to shout for them to hear you, you should be using hearing protection in that environment. So indoors, outdoors, it applies wherever you are.
Or cutting the grass.
Cutting the grass, snow blowing, which will come again, fireworks, band outside, a band in a bar. Sometimes the bar is even worse because it's in an enclosed space. And once you lose it, it's gone for good. So even if you're young, think about the future.
All right, great tips there. If you are noticing small changes in your hearing, it is time to call Hearing Evaluation Services of Buffalo. They can help the management of hearing loss, tinnitus, balance disorders, which we talked about there, other hearing-related issues. They have 4 office locations across Western New York. And to find out more about all the hearing and balancing services they offer, head to their website at hes@buffalo.org or give them a call 833-4488.